Hey, what's up? It's Singano here to talk about figuring out my life in my 30s. So, point of my channel here is to talk through things I'm continuing figuring out, career, relationships, and just everyday life. And my hope is that something resonates with you. I learned something, you learn something, excuse me, and just let that information flow. So, yeah, today I want to talk about what I would have told 18-year-old me. And there's three things I come up with. But just to kind of preface this whole video is I've never really known what I wanted to do with my career. It's been very up much in the air. And my background is that I was born in Zimbabwe, came to the US, so really had the experience of immigrant mother who pushed what she wanted on me in terms of just having successful career, livelihood. So I did what she pushed because I didn't know what I wanted and I didn't know how else to challenge what my mother wanted for me, just given the fact that, again, I clearly had no idea what I wanted to do. So yeah, anyways, so the three things I would tell my younger self as a result of that experience would be the first thing. I wrote these down to make sure I got these right. Is live for yourself and not for other people's expectations. So again, in line with what I was saying, I had big influence from my mother and what she wanted for me. And if I could tell myself at the time, it's like, if it's okay if you didn't know, there would be time for you to figure it out and live for yourself and not this expectation that isn't really meant for you. So maybe I would have done a gap year. Maybe I would have done internships. Maybe I would have gone abroad. Like things just where I was just following what this expectation should be for my life was something where, yeah, I just didn't know any better. So the first thing I would say is just definitely live for yourself and yeah, not other people's expectations. Second thing, to kind of go along with that, because with the idea of that, it's like you don't know what you really want, so then you're scared. So it's an understandable feeling. But the second thing is not letting fear stop you from trying to do something or learning about something about yourself. And I think everyone's guilty of this. It's not just unique to certain people. We're afraid of what people might think. We're afraid of mistakes we might make. We just are afraid maybe of too many decisions. Just all these things we're afraid of. But it's kind of like we need to get through that fear to face it, and whatever the outcome is, good or bad, you learn something from it. So I think a big thing for me probably at the time would have been just the fear of failure, again in line with the expectations of my mother and what she wanted for me. I just didn't want to be a failure. And you may consider something as a failure, but at the end of the day you still learn something from that. It's like if you fail, it's not like it's been something where like, I didn't learn anything from that and it's just like I wasted my time. It's like you are able to learn from any failure. So yeah, that will be the second piece of advice I'll give my 18-year-old self. And then the last one is just to get out of my comfort zone. I think for me, I've treaded on, not really putting myself out there, and this is something where I'm actually trying to improve right now in my 30s. But 18-year-old me, again, did not really venture out as much as she could have. And I would say maybe I would have pushed myself to maybe go to a college that was outside of the state, or again, like I mentioned, maybe do a gap year, or even just get involved in local community things that were available. But I just like felt, since I didn't know anyone, why would I go to these things? So the things that could have piqued maybe different interests and what maybe I could have done more, I would say, is just that comfort zone. It's still something where I am working towards, but I am pushing myself little by little. And yeah, I will be sharing actually what I'm doing to kind of get out of my comfort zone, because it's been about time that I do this, and it's been scary for me, but I'm doing it now, and it's better late than never. And I'll share with you about that in separate videos and my takeaways from that, but work in progress there. But yeah, the three things I would say, again, just to recap: first thing is live for yourself and not other people's expectations. Second is to not let your fear hold you back from doing something, just like face your fear. And the third is getting outside your comfort zone. So hope that's something that resonates with you, and if there's things that you've learned along the way, would love to hear it. Things that you tell your 18-year-old self, what would you say? Want to know? Thanks.